I'm really, really happy to be here with you today. Tell me if you don't hear me, because I'm like a robot. I have all the needed technology, but if it doesn't work, please let me know, and I will try to speak up a little bit. So I just want to share my experience of being a designer at GE. It's going to be very simple. If you have any question, please do. The first thing is that, well, first, it's a great, very busy day today. For my kids, it's first day for school in France, and this is my wedding anniversary. So I tried to escape by being here. So thank you for welcoming me. So anyway, so. We talked about the crisis, and we can see that at a macro level. We can also see that at a micro level. People, individuals, every day can experience some kind of crisis for their personal health. So in GE Healthcare, we develop medical diagnostic solutions, medical imaging. And this is mainly our focus. And it's not so easy, because we have to think about different regions in the world. Some are developed, some are developing, and those different places in the world need different healthcare solutions. The first and probably more important strategy for GE Healthcare is to bring the technology where people need that technology. Bring care to patients. It's not about taking people to hospitals. It's really about trying to come close to people, to their problems, and bring the technology to people is one angle of work that is strategically important at GE Healthcare. Especially, it helps us pushing miniaturization, and by that, what we want to do is really improve the access to care. So not only it's about quality, it's about cost, but really about bringing technology to different places. It's not only related to developed markets. You can find the same problems in rural areas than in cities. And so this strategy is super important for us. The other one is that medical diagnostics is about trying to see a problem that is already existing. And this is rather interesting, except that it's even better to not have the problem itself. So GE is spending a lot of time through research to try to understand how we can predict, how we can do what we call early health, trying to predict the medical events and to avoid them. And design, if not connected to the key strategy of the company, cannot provide the right response. So that's why all the designers have to understand what's going on the marketplace, have to understand what are the strategic challenges that we're trying to solve. A few words on GE, because I think that our predecessors, CEOs, said things that connect well with design. The first who created General Electric was Thomas Edison in about 1878. And Thomas Edison said something very interesting, I think. He said, you know, about genius. Genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. And I always feel that it applies very well to design. It's somehow easy to have a good idea, but so difficult to make it a good product. So it's not about the very nice drawing that we do. It's about, for a designer, what can we do to make it really happen? Jack Welch, CEO of General Electric for a long time, he said it was always about leadership, and said something very interesting about change. He said, just change before you have to. Well, in fact, if you have to change, it's already too late to control your destiny. Somebody else will do that for you. So you have to understand when it's a good time to change. And I think that it's exactly what design needs to teach the organization. We have to change now, because it's always, you know, a good thing to wait, but we're wasting our time, and we come too late compared to to competition. So the last one is Jeff Immelt, and Jeff Immelt is our current CEO. Jeff says, my job is two things. He oversimplified the picture, and I just love it, because he said, I need to grow people and drive change. And when you think about it, if you want to be a good design organization, this is also what you have to do. Grow people, drive change. Try to find the best talents and try to develop them and push change in the company. And that's not so easy, of course. Okay, GE has some kind of a tagline, imagination at work. And what they say is, we want to help solving the toughest problems in the world. GE is a B2B company, and of course, diversified infrastructure, finance, media company. It's a very large company focusing on different areas, but a lot of investment in R&D, more than $5 billion investment in R&D. It's a huge company, diversified, and it's kind of strange to look at this and think about what can be the role of design in this company, and do we have something to do? Does it help? Why would we have design? GE is not a company that finally is thinking design in a strategic way, but progressively they come to that. Not always for good reasons, but they come to that. And it is our role also, rather than complaining, to try to push a little bit design in the company. Why is it so difficult to design what we're doing every day? Because we don't have one user, we have plenty of users. On medical equipment, you have to take care of the practitioner and of the patient. Both people are working on the same product at the same time with totally different expectations. So it's not one person, it's multiple people who want to be distressed on one side, who want to be efficient on the other side. How can we combine this? It's not so easy. So users is so important. Users, and to understand what people do, we need to observe them. Even though we know that observation at some point is changing the behavior of people. But we have to observe them because what they say is not true. And what they say is very simple. It's based on experience. A surgeon, a very good surgeon, is good because of the repetition of his movement too. So everything is based on his experience. How can you, as a surgeon, how can you, as a practitioner, project yourself in the future to think about what is coming next? So it's difficult. People, when they work, they feel, well, they think they do something, but when you observe, they do something else. There's always a delta between what you do and what you say you do. Very important to observe. Second thing, what they say today about what they want to buy. Yeah, why don't you do this or that? That's great, except that in 3 years from now, they will buy something different. So if we don't observe, if we don't analyze what they do and how they think, we will never be able to come up with the right idea at the end of the 3 years or whatever. And the last point is that our customers don't know what we can do for them. They have no clue. They are not the specialist. It's easy for us or for marketing to talk to people about their expectation, but it's not sufficient. We have to understand people from the inside. And that's the major difference in design, what makes us totally complementary to marketing. Again, about the point of view, the fact that when we design things, we have to adopt a different point of view, and we have to push the business towards that point of view. We have many discussions with marketing who's trying to push in one direction, which is good. One thing we observe is that very often marketing is pushing in a direction by extrapolating a present situation, while designers are trying to anticipate. Our starting point is not the same. We start from the future, they start from the present, and from what we know. Both are needed to create the final solution, but we also have to anticipate. Profitability in a company is very important, but as a designer, my target is human benefit, because this human benefit will generate the profit. And we have to have that that discussion with each part of the company, because we have to make sure they understand that we cannot stay stuck to the internal cost value or the time to market issues or whatever. We understand that. We have to comply with the processes that makes our company work, but we also have to show that we're different and that we can bring something new and something important to the company to make the change, because ultimately we have to drive that change. We want to start with the vision because we know that after a certain time and many discussions, we'll have to negotiate a little bit. If we negotiate based on the vision, we have more chance to go a little bit further than if we negotiate based on exactly what people are asking us to do. So we try to push the envelope that way. So again, it's not easy, but it's interesting and it's very important, because otherwise, how can you know that you make progress towards your vision if you don't develop a vision yourself? So we have to develop that vision. For me, the best process for innovation is probably to leave a place in the process for innovation. And of course, this is very important, and making it a joke, but this is very important for us to be inclusive in the process, to make sure that we create this cross-functional team of people who are going to be with us in a room for workshops, because we have to ease the decision process. We have to make sure that people understand what we're doing, but are part of it. In our innovation workshop, we welcome people from finance, legal, we welcome people from quality, sales, service, customers, from the beginning of the story. Because if we can embark them from the beginning, we have a lot more chance to go a step further. So we do that. And then our process is a multiple step of convergence point and expansion points to reach the concept. But anyway, that's the general idea, is to be inclusive and to be able to develop a common language with the other parts of the company and our other partners. We say we're good. Good. Who else? What means to be successful? Is it because you have a nice product that you're successful? Is it because the product is successful on the market? You can have successful products who are terrible in terms of design. So we have to understand how we want to evaluate ourselves in terms of designers. The first thing for me is the vision. And I want to make sure when we develop new products that we understand if we made progress towards our vision. Our vision today is going to be the satisfaction of our customers tomorrow. Again, if we don't have that vision, there's nothing we can do. So vision. Second thing is the values. If the design we do is not connected to the value of the company, it doesn't work. Because design is a wonderful media of our company, of our skills, of our values. And people see GE through their eyes, and they will assess, they will judge what they see. So we have to be connected to those values to reflect the company. The third point is execution. I absolutely want to understand at the end of the program, if we've been successful, what is the difference between our super good idea in the beginning and the product at the end. We have to understand that, because otherwise we cannot learn and we cannot make progress. The last point is satisfaction. Of course, we have to understand the level of satisfaction of our customers. What is the kind of experience we create when we put a new product on the market? We have to understand those. We have to measure this, getting back to business with that, because we can use all this information to develop, grow design in the organization. This is my last slide, just to tell you that I think that design in such an organization is very important to elevate the level of trust of our customers and of our users. And we see that all the time when we put a product or an advanced concept in a show. We see how important it is to give a snapshot of the future and to give hope to people. So trust is super important for our customers. The second thing is emotion. If in what we're doing we cannot create a connection with people, it doesn't work. There's a big difference between being impactful and being in contact with people. We can have a huge impact in terms of brand, but but being totally unable to create a contact with people. And that contact is important to create the emotional connection. And the last point is difference. Of course, we want to be different on the marketplace. Being different, innovating is not a goal. What's important is how can we drive change and how can we push the company and the culture to evolve. So just to finish and to finish on this, I met 2 months ago Ralph Kaplan, who wrote a lot about design, and in New York he told me something, and I thought that was really interesting. I wanted to share this with you. He said, if you're not thinking creatively, are you thinking at all? I like. Thank you.